Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo! I see you because I cannot believe I caught that. YouTube famous now. The cabaret version. Available in 2022. The album. Did I already say this? Dad. Ev. Rock on Gold Dust Woman. Beast. How are you guys doing today? Well, I'm sitting on my front porch, you know, I'm going to enjoy a little limoncello. I thought, why not make a video today? You know, I mean, I could talk about Trisha Paytas or Jeffree Star, you know. They're obsessed with drama channels. They follow our every move. They know everything that we're doing. And I just really didn't want to give them the energy today for them to paint their own narrative and, you know, really come for the drama channels again. They're always painting their own narrative about the drama channels, and they're so obsessed with us. Especially that Trisha Paytas. She's so obsessed with drama channels. But no. So I was going to make a drama video today. Well, actually, truth be told, okay, I don't know where you're at, but like today, you know, is a day that you usually go over to people's houses and sit by their pool, and maybe you get an invitation and it's like, come to a little barbecue and, I don't know, have a plant-based wiener and some macaroni salad, and then, you know, take a ride on our handmade slip and slide or something like that in our yard, and it'll be so much fun. We'll do sparklers, you know, like the 4th of July. We didn't get no invitations this year. We didn't, not one. Not one that maybe we didn't want to go to, but we didn't have any other plans, so we go to that one anyway, because, you know, I love a good plant-based wiener as a vegetarian. Who doesn't? You know what I mean? But we didn't get any of those invitations. We didn't. Now, I've seen the pictures on Facebook, okay, of everybody being at the barbecues and having the macaroni salad, and I didn't see a lot of homemade slip and slides this year. I didn't. But I saw people sitting by pools, and I saw all kinds of stuff, you know, and I don't know. Maybe we're not on the invite list anymore. So anyway, so we got home, and Alex is like, well, I'm going to look at some TikToks and relax. And so I thought, well, I'll do a video. And on the way home, I got crumble cookies, so I did a crumble cookie review. And then I thought, well, there's been this video that I've been wanting to make over here, you know. Well, it was between one of two things. I was either going to make this video that I've been thinking about doing for a while now, because it's a real serious video, and I've been kind of wanting to, like, I have some questions about some things. So I was either going to do this video today, or I was going to do, like, I was going to binge watch catastrophe movies. Do y'all know what those are? Okay. So, maybe if you're not my age, you don't remember the era of catastrophe movies, which was like the mid to late 70s. And it was like The Towering Inferno. That was my favorite, okay, of all of them. So, if you don't know about The Towering Inferno, it was about this, what do you call it, skyscraper that was built, like, I think in Los Angeles or something, and caught on fire the day that it, like, was having its grand opening, and all the people had to, like, get out, okay. But I also loved, not the remake, okay, but the original Poseidon Adventure, which was just on AMC not too long ago. The one with Shelley Winters. You know, I didn't know, listen, I didn't want to be Shelley Winters when I was watching that movie back in the... I always wanted to be that singer, you know. So the Poseidon Adventure takes place on New Year's Eve, and the boat flips over in the middle of the ocean, which is, to this day, I swear to God, to this day, why I will not go on a cruise ship. I just will not, okay? My good Judy is going on the New Kids on the Block World Cruise or something like that. I'm so happy for her, you know, more power to you. But if I'm going to go down in the middle of the ocean, the Poseidon Adventure ain't going to be with the New Kids on the Block, okay? I don't even remember one song that they sang, let alone want to go spend time with them now that they're 60 or something, you know what I mean? But anyway, she'll have fun and it'll have a blast. But I always wanted, y'all remember the singer, okay? You know, the one that sang, there's got to be a morning after, if we can make it, hold on through the night. And she had that long dress on, that sleeve dress. I would sit there with, like, a towel, like, wrapped around me, and I would just stand there in the living room, and I would sing it. I'd be like, there's got, and I'd have, like, a towel over my head, tucked behind my ears, and I'd just sway from side to side. There's got to be a morning after. I don't know how my mom didn't know I was gay all the way back then, but anyway, I did. I wanted to be her so bad. But we always had these catastrophe movies back in the day, like Airport, Airplane 76, Airplane 79. We had all the catastrophe movies. So I was going to binge watch those catastrophe movies. But then I thought, you know, maybe I need to come out here and do a video today because I do have questions, okay? I have lots of questions. Now, truth be told, y'all know if you watch my videos for a while, I have lots of questions about a lot of things. Y'all are going to think this is kind of a rant video, and maybe it is kind of a rant video, but it's really about questions about real things that I really do ask. And so I thought I would start a series with this, because let me tell you my life. So let's just say on any given day, I'm sitting out here, and there, a little chipmunk, see, he just like ran over and like hid in our hostas over there. So I might like Google, this is true, this is how I spend my time. I might Google, do chipmunks build nests in hostas? Like, I Google that stuff, okay? Which is so amazing today. Who invented the Google? I mean, I really do not know. You know, was it that Apple guy or Bill Gates, or who invented the Google? I really do. I guess I should look that up, shouldn't I? I mean, that's kind of something that you should know. Who invented the Google? I know people are shouting at them. They're like, Peter, how do you not know that? But I don't. I did put the Google too. Who invented the Google? Okay, founders, Larry Page. I don't know who's the inventor of the Google. Google in full LLC, formerly Google Inc. Sergey Brin and Larry Page. Now, if that had been the Daily Double on Jeopardy, I would never have gotten that. Not in a million years. I would have said that's still that Steve Jobs person that invented Apple. And I still don't know, is it Jobs or Jobs? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of don't care, honestly, but anyway, I mean, I really don't, you know. My level for emotional attachment to all that kind of crap, it's not real deep these days, okay? It's like, when's the new update on the iPhone? Let me know, you know what I mean? But back in the day, and it's so funny because I'm watching Stranger Things right now, and Winona Ryder's job in Stranger Things, this won't ruin it for you, this isn't a spoiler, but her job is that she's a telephone saleswoman for Encyclopedia Britannica. Okay, but what is so funny about this is I totally remember this from back in the day. Like, you would go over to people's houses, and they would have like the entire Encyclopedia Britannica, and it would be like posed on somebody's like shelf, like back, like seriously, you guys. And so like if we were like writing a paper or something, like we'd be like sitting at the kitchen table at somebody's house, like doing like a group research project, you know, and the mom would be in the kitchen and she'd be like making dinner for the night. She'd be like, well, why don't you use the encyclopedia? And the Encyclopedia Britannica was always such worthless knowledge because it literally would have like 2 lines. And if you copied any of the lines from the Encyclopedia Britannica, your teacher would fail you immediately, okay, for plagiarism, because she knew there was no way to kind of like reword, you know, and not know that it didn't come from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Okay, that was back in the day of footnotes and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so the Encyclopedia Britannica was totally worthless. Now with the Google, oh my God, I'm so obsessed. And I joke about this, but truly one day I did Google, how do snakes poop? Because I wanted to know, you know, like, I mean, I don't think that's so weird to want to know, like, you know, do birds sneeze? I Googled stuff like that. You can Google all this on your own. I'm not going to Google it for you. But, I mean, listen, you probably got, if you're watching this video, you got to have the Google, you know what I mean? I love the Google. I Google stuff all the, I mean, seriously, you guys, like, 90% of my time is spent Googling. If I'm watching a TV show, I can tell you every cast member on that TV show because I Google the cast of that TV show and what they've been in before and where they grew up and who their parents are and their siblings. And I Google all that stuff. I literally spend my entire life Googling, okay? Like, I should just be, I mean, they should pay me to be a professional Googler at this point. But I thought I would start this series over here, okay? It's kind of a rant and kind of not, about questions that I have. And when I get to 10 questions, I'll do a video. Because I've started writing down my questions, okay? Like, maybe questions that I won't Google, but maybe questions that I just, so I'm not going to Google these questions, but questions that I just want to, like, pose to you. Because I think they're questions that are important to know about the world. Okay, so if you go over here and you look, you can see I have notes, and it says, no lie, here, okay, these are my questions. No, I do. I have a whole video that says that. And I wrote at the top here, I know y'all love my rants, but I don't have anything to complain about today. I don't, okay? Other than I really would have liked a wiener. I mean, my wiener's waiting upstairs, but I like a plant-based wiener, if you know what I mean. And not one of Jeffree Star's grass-fed wiener yak wieners. I don't want no yak wiener. I don't. No offense, Jeffrey, okay? I'm sure it's grass-fed and all that business, but I don't need no yak wiener, okay? I just don't. But thank you very much for offering that, okay? At your pop-up shop. Oh my God, okay. People got so mad about that video that I did. Why does it matter if he's selling yak meat? It doesn't. It's a drama video, okay? Simmer down. So anyway, and then I have my different things, and then I said something about I'm trying to practice gratitude, because I am. I'm trying to be peaceful and serene, you know, practicing gratitude. I'm not bitter. I'm really not. I'm not resentful that I didn't get invited, okay, to go to nobody's slip inside or their pool, or to have, you know, wieners, or, you know, Beyond Burgers today, or, I mean, I do love a good barbecue. But thank you, I didn't get invited, okay? So I guess I'll finish my TV shows after I finish this video. So my first question, and I've been kind of talking about this in some videos, is, now, speaking of TV shows, do y'all watch TV shows? Okay, you do. No, like binge watch shows. So I read all the credits at the beginning. Don't ask me why. It makes no sense. I have to watch all the credits, okay? Maybe not like every episode, but at least once or twice. Have you gotten to the end of it and it's like, there's like the producer, and then there's like another producer, and then a third producer, and then it's like executive producer, co-producers, executive producers. There's like literally on every TV show, there's like 15 producers, okay? Now, I do understand, and I've said this before, that producers fund the project, okay? They're the ones putting up the money for all of this, right? I guess. I was going to Google it, but no, I'm not going to Google it, okay? I'm not. I'm going to restrain myself, restraint of pen and tongue in Google. In recovery, we say restraint of pen and tongue, okay? That means you don't say the things you shouldn't say, okay? You're loving and kind towards all. And you don't write nothing nasty either, okay? You don't. And you don't Google nothing nasty either. But I know if I looked at some of your Google histories, it would be dirty down, okay? I know, dirty down. I won't even guess of what it would be, but probably some yak wieners or something like that. I don't. But anyway. But I don't understand why TV shows need these many producers. I really don't get it, okay? It's so stupid. And the other thing is, like, I visualize everything, right? So I'm, like, visualizing. Do y'all like my flowers? Aren't they so pretty? And look, I got a fern up there now, too. Oh, look at that. And I got another plant over there. My patio, listen, my neighbors come walking by. They go, hi, your patio looks so nice. I'm like, hi, how are you, Judy? So good to see you. Anyway, if you want to know more about that, watch my vlog. I actually talk to my neighbors on my vlog. You can hear whole conversations. It's Peter Vlogs if you want to know about it. But anyway, I visualize stuff, see? So I'm visualizing, you know, this is the worst of my questions. Trust me, the questions get better. Did I delete my questions? Oh, no, new note. I deleted. So I visualize all these producers, these 15 to 20 producers, right? Sitting on the set of this TV show, okay? And Candy, Jessica Biel, you know, because that's where I first started noticing it really, is like Jessica Biel, she's like the executive producer. That's why her husband, Justin Timberlake, he got to be in the show. Okay, she kind of threw him a bone a little bit. She's like, Justin Timberlake's career ain't doing so good. I mean, I guess he was in that movie, Palmer or whatever, which I really want to see that on Apple TV. But she's like, he's still fine. Justin Timberlake is still fine, okay? But and we went and saw that Top Gun Maverick movie. Tom Cruise is still fine too. Woo! My husband walked out of that movie. I said, what did you think? And he goes, you can still get it. I go, exactly. So anyway, I mean, he is fine, all right? But I do feel a little bit like my friend Tanya Jean, she said, I'm not putting any money in Tom Cruise's pockets anymore. I do feel a little bit like, you know, the popcorn that I bought at the movie went right to the Church of Scientology. Did it? I mean, I feel kind of bad about that a little bit, that poor Leah Remini and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So, what was I talking about? Oh, I kind of imagine, you know, here's the set of Candy. And Jessica Biel's got that silly wig on and all this. I loved that show. I thought it was great, right? And she's stabbing the hell out of that woman and all this kind of stuff. And the 15 producers are sitting around. They're like, no, I think that it should be. No, I think it should be this. No, I think it should be. I mean, how does it work with all these executives? So, producers. I'm over all that. Okay, the next one. Oh, my God. Speaking of TV shows. Releasing one show a week, okay? Under the Manor of Heaven on Hulu. The Staircase on HBO Max. Legendary on HBO Max, although they release 3 episodes at a time. Shining Girls on Apple TV. All these shows want to release one episode a week, okay? And this is what is so killing about it. Now, let me tell you a little funny story. So, I was driving around with my cousin Caroline because she takes me to my doctor's appointments and she takes me to run errands and stuff one day a week. And so, we were talking about it, and Caroline goes, I'm so tired of all these shows, only because we're obsessed with TV shows, see? And she's like, I'm so tired of these TV shows. Yes, my cousin Caroline, we both have the same grandma that she went to prison. She's an OG. She went twice. Not once, but twice. I think she knew mobsters and stuff. She went for embezzlement. I'm not proud of it or anything like that. But I would like to do a video meeting my grandma's cellmate. I think that would be kind of... Has anybody done that video? Has David Dobrik done that video already? His grandma's cellmate. I mean, I'm just saying, I think that's a viral video, okay? But I don't know that she's alive either. I don't even know her name. But anyway, but I used to think that my grandma... I thought that she had been like a dealer in Vegas because she could like shuffle cards and play cards so well, but now I found out it's because I didn't know she went to prison until after my mom passed away. Now I know that she learned her cards probably in prison. So anyway, that's probably where she learned how to make a mean lasagna and apple pie too. But anyway, here's my issue with this, okay, is that now we still have cable, okay? I think we pay, I don't know, something like $16,000 a month for cable and every streaming service. No, true story, we do, okay? We have every streaming service in the world, even Shudder, okay? Which I don't even know why I bought that foolishness. We got the Netflix, we got all of it, okay? And then we have cable on top of that. And we have like every cable channel imaginable. If you want like the Spanish speaking channels, because my husband's family is from Venezuela, so like when they come over to watch TV, whatever, if you want those, do you know what the only ones that they come with, like Telemundo? It comes with like all the sports stations. So we got all the sports stations too. In case you want to come over here and watch a game or a boxing match or any of that kind of stuff, we got those, okay? We won't be partaking in that, but you feel free to do that, okay? Disney Channel, love it, all that. But here's my thing, okay? Everybody in the world started getting rid of cable. We didn't, but everybody in the world did. Because they wanted to binge watch shows, stream services, all that kind of stuff, and it was cheaper, right? Now, all these streaming services are going back to what cable did originally, which is, and they're still doing, releasing one episode a week. Okay? So it's like, why are you doing this? Why don't you just release the whole season? It's not like you're going to make any less money off of it. It's not like you're going to get people entertained. In fact, the opposite is true for me. Because if I watch like 2 episodes or 3 episodes of a show over a 3-week period, and by the 3rd episode, I'm kind of bored of it, I'm not going to keep watching it. But if I binge watch a show, and I'm like, oh, the last episode wasn't that good, but I still got an hour before I have to go to bed, I might watch the 4th one, and the 4th one might hook me. So it's stupid that they're doing this, okay? But anyway, my cousin and I, we were real complaining about it, and so I was talking to my friend Shauna Jean, my good Judy Tanya Jean, and I said, oh, my cousin Caroline and I, we were talking today, you know, about how they release like 1 show a week and all this kind of stuff. She goes, y'all are so entitled. Flash forward a week, Tanya Jean calls me up and she goes, I am so over it. When is the new Staircase coming out? And it was Wednesday, and I go, Tanya Jean, the Staircase comes out on Thursdays, you know, on HBO Max. And she goes, oh, I'm so over these shows coming out once a week. I go, oh, look who looks entitled now, Tanya Jean. Okay, next one. Names of prescription drugs. Now, I do not understand this to save my life. I really don't. I am not ashamed to say that I watch quite a bit of Game Show Network, okay? It's truly the happiest TV show in the entire world. Now, there's a lot of dumb TV shows on there. No offense, Leah Remini. I already mentioned you once. Is that how you pronounce her name? I guess I don't know. A lot of these famous people, they go from doing famous shows to being... Is that one New Kids on the Block or In Excess or not In Excess? In Sync or whatever. He's on one of them. He's a host of one of them. But they're all so bad. All these game shows are so bad. The Leah Remini one is People crossword puzzles. Like in the back of a People magazine. And if they don't lose, if they don't make it to the final round, they get a year's supply of People magazine. And she's like, oh, well, but you get a free supply of People magazine for a year. And people always go, like they're so excited. I'm like, that's literally $10, okay? Like, and you can get it online. And they're like, oh my God, People magazine. So anyway, but I'm sitting there, if you watch Game Show Network, what you know is that it is literally geared to the 70 to 80 year olds, okay? Which is also my neighborhood, but that's okay. Because it's all of these prescription drugs that are more aimed towards the elderly. But what I don't understand about these drugs that always have side effects may vary, especially if you eat asparagus or pears. Like, they say the weirdest stuff on there if you listen to it, and they say it really fast too. They're like, side effects may vary if you eat asparagus or pears. I can't speak that fast, but they always say stuff like that, you know. And then they'll say, you know, and stay away from grass-fed yaks. And I'm like, what? And then the names of the drugs are like, you might want to ask your dog about Hosteletta Shinakina. I'm like, what is this rat? I've never heard of it. Why don't they just name the drugs after the people that invent it, like Judy Smith, and then you can go to your pharmacy and you can go, hi, I'm Peter Monn and I'm here for my refill of Judy Smith. You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't understand. If you look on there, okay, there is literally not one prescription drug that has a normal name, okay? It's never like L7 or Tree or, I mean, we know why that is. But it's never, it's always these crazy prescriptions. I don't understand it. And then every time I go to the doctor's, and now I have them written down, you know, on my phone. I only take 3 medications anyway. But I have to take my, the 2 that I can never remember the names of are my blood pressure medicine, which that makes me feel old, and my thyroid medicine. And now I do have them memorized, but for a long time I didn't because they're all so long. And then there's a genetic, there's a, what's it called, what's it called when it's, the cheaper version. Why can't I think of what that's called? The, help me, people. Wiggle your toes and you'll remember. There's a generic. See, if you wiggle your toes, you'll remember. And so, like, the blood pressure medicine that I take is called lisinopril. Who comes up with that name, lisinopril? If you look at it, you can't even, you're like, lisinopril. And then they're like, now, do you want the generic for lisinopril? And I'm like, well, what's the generic for lisinopril? And it's some word I'm like, no, we're just going to keep it with that because I cannot even pronounce that. And then it says side effects may vary. Don't eat pears or grapefruit while on this drug. Okay, that's it. That was my 4th one. Okay. Parking lot fairs. I passed one the other night when I was with my good Judy. Now, we were going to our meeting, and I go, oh my God, look, there's a parking lot fair. I love a parking lot fair in like a Target parking lot. Oh! Back in the day, I'd get me my goldfish. Do you remember that? In a bag, and you'd carry it around. You'd be so proud of yourself. Okay. I saw this TikTok, though. Listen, I never went on those rides. I was always scared of them. But it was like that one thing that was going woo, woo, woo. And it was about coming out of its foundation, and all these people were going onto the foundation to hold it down because it was going to come out. But here's my question, okay? Now, if you're my age, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I went to the fair, not the county fair, but the parking lot fair for 3 things back in the day. I went for... well, the goldfish, okay, which then would live a week, the poor thing, right? You know, you put the what do you call it, the ping pong ball. It was like, I practiced for hours because it was like that Bozo show. You remember that on the Chicago channel? And you'd have to like throw it into the thing. I practiced that thing for hours to get my goldfish, okay? The other thing that was real sad was I never had really any friends to go to the so my mom would drop me off and then she'd say, I'll pick you up in an hour because she knew I just wanted my goldfish. I love the games, any of those things, okay? And so anyway, then the other thing that I liked were the mirrors, okay? Like that said Judas Priest or Rat on them. I didn't know none of those songs that none of those bands sang, but I just liked those mirrors. Now, that was Peter Monn at like age 9 or 10, okay? I will say about 10 years later, I learned what those mirrors were for. And needless to say, they weren't jewelry holders, okay? They weren't to put up your jewelry or your cologne bottles on in your bedroom. I did think that's what they were for, but they weren't for that. And the last thing that I went to the fair was those beautiful things, clips that you put in your hair. My allergies, look, it's that cotton stuff's going through the air. The last thing I went to the fair was those beautiful clips for your hair that had the feathers and the beads in them. I used to love those so much. I would leave the fair with about 3 or 4 of those hanging out of my hair. I thought I was the answer. You could not tell me I was not 24 karat gold, you know. Then, one time, Years later, I saw a good friend of mine hit a little, Mary Jane off of one of, I was like, oh my God, my hair accessory, what? Oh my God, I was so upset about that. So, do they still sell those things or give those things away? The other thing is, okay, I didn't even look this up, and I need to look this up. Hold on a second. I got my AARP card in the mail. Now, I am 49. I do not turn 50 until the end of next month, okay? What is it 55, though, the age for the AARP? I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that comes along. 50! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Faint a million faints. I'm old enough to have an AARP card. My mom used to use it, though, for cheaper rates at the movie theater and all kinds of stuff, so I'm using it. Trust me, I use it. I'm going to be the oldest drama channel using my AARP card, and I am not embarrassed whatsoever. Okay, let's see the next thing. Okay, here's my thing about the bylaws, first of all, okay, of the HOA. Homeowners Association, which people don't understand. I live in a condo association. So when you live in a condo association, you pay monthly HOA fees versus if you live in like a homeowners association in a home, you pay like yearly fees that are much cheaper, right? Because they do like our lawn, they take care of the outside of the condos, all that kind of stuff. They also take care of the pool. The pool's supposed to open today. The reason my husband and I are not at the pool, not anybody's pool, because we didn't get an invitation. But the reason we're not at the neighborhood pool is because it's not ready yet, because they didn't have a pump, because they didn't start putting the pool together. Now, this is why I pay $452 a month, is so that I can use the pool. It's probably the one and only thing I do pay the most for, is because I want the pool to be open, and now I'm one day down, okay? But here's my thing. They get people in here to buy these condos, and you don't have to sign bylaws for the HOA or anything. And the biggest complaint I hear from people is, I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know. I didn't know I couldn't build on a 3-season room. I didn't know I couldn't do this. I didn't know I couldn't extend my patio. I didn't know this. Why don't you have people sign the bylaws before, like, it should be a law that to buy a condo in a neighborhood that has an HOA, that you have to sign the bylaws first. Don't you think? I think that should be that, because then they trap these people in here, you know. Okay, so is that what I say? Oh, and the other thing I said about that is that I can't believe that they haven't turned this HOA thing. I mean, you guys, they're vicious. They're vicious. They really are. Like this one lady, she comes by. Now, my yard looks nice this year, but like a couple years ago, I was waiting for my neighbor to do hers, because if she doesn't, then all the weeds blow into ours, and then it's like, you know, the sticky bushes and whatever. And so the lady that's in charge of the landscaping, she'd walk by, big sunglasses on, and she wouldn't even look at me, and she'd just go, what are we going to do with this? I can't believe they haven't turned it into a horror movie yet. Like The Purge, the HOA edition. I don't know, Strangers, the HOA edition. I mean, they literally come like, she didn't even look at me. She walked all the way down the street, up the driveway, and she walked all the way up here. And then she goes, what are we going to do about this walkway? I was like, I don't know what you're going to do about it, but I'm going to pay somebody to fix it. So it's just like, it's nonsense to me. Now, do I have any more? Let's see. Well, I was wondering what birds say to each other. I do! I wonder if birds talk to each other. Like when they fly by, I mentioned this in my vlog the other day, like when they fly by, do they go, oh, I was born over there. Yeah, I was born on that carriage house over there. Do you remember Mrs. Birdie Gertie and Steve, her baby, that was good friends with Boo Radley, my dog? I do, though. I wonder, like, when they drive by or if they fly by, if they're like, oh, I grew up in that fern over there. Like, that was where I was born. That was kind of a nice fern. Those people were so nice. I kind of wonder, you know, like, what do they say to each other, you know? And they're like, real like house sparrows HOAs. I mean, like, is there like bird HOAs, like, or well, that I do really wonder that. Are there like real housewife birds, and like they're, you know, real snotty with each other, and they're like, look at her hair, girl, what was she thinking when she got that hair, you know? She got the Kate Gosselin, she got the, you know, with business in the front, party in the back. Why does she think that looks good on a cardinal? She doesn't. That does not look good. It's gonna stop. Hold on a second. I'm almost done. But really, do you think there's bird gossip? I wonder if there. Why wouldn't there be? Why do you think there's bird drama channels? I wonder, because I mean, there's human gossip. We say that about each other. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. But we do say that behind people's backs. So I kind of do wonder though if birds talk to each other that way. And then, well, this is a rant. But I was talking to the people at the vet the other day. So we were getting medicine refilled for our dog. And I called her, and she's got all of her information right there, okay? Looking at it on the screen. Alex, my husband's name, Peter, Monn, you know, all that kind of... Why does she keep on saying to me... I mean, this took me back to being 16 years old, answering the phone at my mother's house. And she said it like 3 times. First of all, she said it, okay? That was problem enough. Second of all, she was rude about it. Ma'am, ma'am. I was like... I go, excuse me. She goes, ma'am, where would you like this called in? I was like, ooh, be kind and loving towards all. Be kind and loving towards all. I have been called ma'am my entire life on the phone, okay? You would think I'd be used to it by now. But for some reason, on that one particular day, I'd had it. But I held it in. So anyway. And then the last thing I was just wondering this today. These are the kind of things I do wonder, I have questions about. That, you know, speaking of singing songs, where's my microphone? Amazing Grace. What if it instead had been Fabulous Grace or Fantastic Grace? Would our lives be different? I mean, I am so amazed by the world at this point. And don't get me started about his eyes on the sparrow. Why the sparrow? I don't know why the sparrow. Why not the squirrel? You know what I mean? I'm so confused about so many things. I have so many questions. If you have questions, put them in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video today, this little lighthearted video. I love you guys, and I will be back for the drama tomorrow. Bye.